Welcome fellow freaks, geeks, and nostalgic 90s nerds to my channel, Slime and Slashers, where, yep, we talk about everything from Nickelodeon slime to horror movie slashers and everything in between. And today I'm excited because it's another book-themed video. I haven't done one in a while. This one, of course, is a vlog, which I have been doing a lot of, but it's a reading vlog, but also kind of a travel vlog. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it before we get into the intro, because then right after the intro, we're going to be getting into the actual vlog footage. So, just to give you some background and some idea of what this is all about, I'll be reading in this vlog Autumncrow by the wonderful and awesome and, I gotta say, much beloved Cameron Chaney, who's really like the darling of YouTube. Everyone loves him, and I don't blame them. I really love his channel. I think it's one of the best channels out there. And so, because of all that, I had very high hopes for this book. Spoiler alert. It did not disappoint. I'm so pumped. I have lots more to say in my little wrap-up that I'm going to do in a little while. But yes, it is fantastic. If you're looking for something that is fall thematic and you want to get into the mood for spooky season, this is 100% appropriate and perfect for that type of mood. I gotta say, it was marvelous reading this. And I actually drug it out. So I started reading this on the first day of autumn, because it's called Autumncrow, so I thought that would be appropriate. And so I documented that part of my reading in my fall vlog. It's basically like first day of fall, happy autumn type of thing. If you did not see it, I will link it up here. What I include in that in regards to this book is I read the first 3 stories. You can even see me outside on my swing. I've got footage of that where I'm actually reading it. I talk a little bit about my thoughts of the first 3 stories, and I actually bake some brownies in honor of the short story in this book called Burnt Brownies. And thankfully, nothing bad happened after I baked the brownies, like nothing burned down, whatever. If you read the story, you'll know what I mean. It's not the happiest story. And that is a theme in this book, is that there's some heartbreak. It's not just all spooky and fun vibes or creepy vibes even. It's got like a melancholiness to it underneath. But I think that's marvelous. And to me, that really screams kind of fall time, because the weather's kind of like that. The weather's kind of somber sometimes. Of course, there's some days where it's crisp and bright. So the book really reflected, I think, what you think of when you think of autumn weather. So yeah, marvelous. We'll get into more of it later. But yes, I just want to give you some thoughts right at the top, because during this vlog specifically, this vlog I started when I went to Boston. So basically, a few days had passed between the first day of autumn, September 22nd, and the day we left for Boston. So I had purposely not read this because I wanted to bring it with me on my trip so that I could read it on and off, you know, while we weren't busy, like in the hotel, on the plane. And I'm so glad I brought it, because just to give you a little glimpse of the footage you'll be seeing in this vlog, I had so much fun and did a lot of thematic things that had to do with fall. I met up with my friend Teresa, who moved up to Boston a few years ago, hadn't seen her in a while, and she said, what do you want to do? You want to do like city stuff, or do you want to do outskirts, you know, fall type of stuff? I said, outskirts stuff, you know who I am, you know what I want to do. But I like that she gave me the choice, city or fall stuff. I was like, let's do fall stuff. So she took me, and this is so appropriate while reading this book, she took me to an apple picking orchard, and also it was kind of like a farmer's market, so they had like a little store you could go in and buy these awesome donuts that were handmade. It was cinnamon, fresh donuts, cinnamon apple donuts. They had caramel dipped apples. They had cider, which I regret not getting the cider because I've never had it before, and they had fresh cider there. I should have gotten it. Ugh, whatever. Maybe if I can go back, because that was just fantastic. And also, the best part is they had a pumpkin patch, and I gotta say, that was amazing. I've never been to a pumpkin patch. It's insane. I love Halloween. It's my favorite time of year. Never been to a pumpkin patch, really. It's kind of unbelievable, but yes, it's true. Teresa took me there, though. Thank goodness. It was awesome. Also, kind of to keep with those fall and spooky vibes, we went back to her house after going, you know, to the apple picking place, and she was telling me about this really spooky park that was near her house. And she says, you gotta see it. Do you want to come and see it? I said, yeah. So we went and walked her dog, Minnie, and I basically took a ton of footage of this creepy hike that we took in this park. And so the whole reason she was telling me about it, because we have this movie that we both love, Suspiria. If you guys have heard of it, it's a wonderful movie, and of course I'm talking about the original, directed by Dario Argento. I actually introduced Teresa to this movie a long time ago. I had seen it first, and then I said, oh my god, Teresa, you'll love this. She likes horror movies, yes, but before she had seen it, I knew she'd like it because basically the ballet aspect. And she actually teaches ballet now, so she's not just someone who takes ballet, she teaches it and she's really good at it. And she surprised me by telling me the big news. She is going to be choreographing a dance to Suspiria's theme by Goblin, and I'm so pumped because that's one of my favorite horror themes, and she'll be dancing to it. And she told me that she wants to film some of the scenes for the song in the park, because it's not a normal dance. They'll be like filming it and it'll be online for people to see and I guess rent, kind of like instead of just going to a dance review, this is like kind of going to be a digital thing, which she's done those in the past. So that's going to be awesome. So look out for the park that we go to, and I'll even share her video whenever that is released. I think it's going to be a couple of months, but that should be a lot of fun. If you guys like Suspiria and the band Goblin, I think you should totally check it out, because Teresa, it's a labor of love. She loves the movie. She even has like a tattoo of like the stained glass from Suspiria on her arm. I think it's on her arm. I can't remember where it is, but I remember when she got it and it was like a big deal. So yes, she has tons of Suspiria stuff in her house, and I'm the one who introduced her to the movie, which I'm pretty proud of. It's a great movie. All right, but back to Autumncrow. So you can see in the vlog footage that I don't get to like show me reading the book a lot, but I was reading when we were in the hotel and the airport. It was, you know, whenever I had a chance, essentially. We were really busy, but I still made time. Other things that you'll see me do, we went to a football game at Boston College, which Paul wanted to do. We also went to a Red Sox game against the Yankees. Unfortunately, the result wasn't the best, but that's okay, because recently we had a rematch against the Yankees and the result was much better and much more important. So that was just the other night. So we're okay with going to a losing game because of the end result, which had a much bigger meaning. More footage you'll see, footage of us going to dinners, footage of us going to breweries, lots of fun things we did. Also very spooky and thematic for this vlog in particular. We saw a cemetery right in the middle of Boston and we went in and checked it out. Really beautiful headstones and gravestones all over the cemetery, and so I got a lot of footage of that, and you'll see it with some spooky music underneath. So I think all of that is very thematic, and it was perfect to read this while on this specific trip, because it just, everything I was doing was screaming fall, and I don't know, what better way to kick off the season. My great friend Kat, who you guys might have seen on my channel if you've been a long-time viewer of mine, she also read Autumncrow this season, and she started it on the exact same day I did, on the first day of fall, and she actually filmed herself doing a few thematic things, so I'll include some footage of her kicking off reading Autumncrow on the first day of fall, and I'll also include her closing thoughts on Autumncrow. Okay, so here we go. Right after the short intro, we'll be coming back, and we will be into the vlog.
I've been waiting with a lot of anticipation for this book by Cameron Chaney. It's called Autumncrow, and I'm going to begin at the beginning. The first story is called Follow Me In. What a terrific story. Follow me in. I really can't wait to read the rest of the stories in this collection. Happy fall, y'all!
Hi, Jax. He's waiting for me to open this package. So I'm still reading Autumncrow, and I'm actually about to leave for Boston later today. So I'm taking this with me. No, Jax, it's not for you. Do not eat my book. And what came in the mail right in time was my shipment of tea, and it's all kinds of different flavors of pumpkin tea, and it's from David's Tea, right, as you could see here. I'm going to unbox this. Jackson thinks this package is for him for some reason. Sorry, my shoes are just out laying around. Alright, Jax, don't eat it. No, Jax. Conehead, stop. Moves. Moves your cone. Alright, let's see what's inside the tea. Love the box, by the way. Here are some instructions on how to make a tea latte. We've got pumpkin chai, celebrate the harvest, pumpkin creme brulee, pumpkin Earl Grey, oh my gourd, pumpkin pie, get pumped up. This one looks good. So instructions on how to make hot tea, iced tea, amazing. And it tells you a little bit about the caffeine levels, the temperature. Oh, this is very exciting. Monster Mash tea, Graveyard Smash. So this one, if I remember, has a lot of different flavors. It has pumpkin, cinnamon, apple, sugar, carrots, ginger. That looks awesome. Can't wait to try these. I told you guys about my chicken nuggets, but I wanted to show you all of them since I only showed one incomplete one in my fall vlog. So here's the mummy. Here's a cute little Dracula. A cute little bad hat. There's the princess. It's my favorite one here. The pumpkin. It's got like a pumpkin hat. This is McDonald's because these are McDonald's nuggets. I didn't have this one as a kid, but I got it recently to complete the collection I did have as a kid. There's a little ghost over there. And finally, up here is a witch. Nugget. You hungry yet? Since we're over here, here are my mini Goosebumps collection that I got from Etsy. Replica books. Isn't that amazing? And here are how the nuggets look all together. Guys, I'm here in the hotel in Boston. Paul's at work at the Saints game, and I'm excited because I'm going to see my friend Teresa, who's one of my best friends who I haven't seen in a very long time. She moved up here to Boston a few years ago, so we're going to hang out today, and I may vlog while we are hanging out. So we're gonna get some donuts for sure. I don't know what else, but she's a big Halloween lover like me, so whatever we do is gonna be pretty cool, and I'm sure fun and thematic, hopefully, but we'll see. Either way, I'm excited, and you may see her in some of the footage. And also, I'm still reading Autumncrow while I'm here, little by little. I'm not having much time to read, but hopefully I could read a little bit later. I also have to still edit, like, a video that I'm releasing tomorrow while here, which is kind of crazy. But I've got time later since Paul's working so long today. I don't really have any huge plans besides hanging with Teresa. And then she's got to do some things, and so after that I'm gonna just come here and edit. So, well, I will catch up with you later, and hopefully a few clips.
How many donuts are we doing today?
Cane's Donuts. Pumpkin glazed. My friend Teresa. Eating her donut. And guess what? They're warm. I can't wait to dig in.
That's a big one. Come on easily. Like this. Oh yeah. Oh, look at the size of that one. Ooh, it's a good one.
Random paper mache masks on the side of the street here. By the way, we're. What does it look like? I hope this person didn't have lice.
Yeah, very good.
It's incredible. And there's a freaking plywood.
The eyes on the side.
Oh, cool. What the hell? Whoa. That's pretty cool, dude. You could just, like, friggin' take them. And now we're walking Teresa's dog, Minnie. Come on, Minnie. You're a star. Let's go. Yeah, that one. Freaking badass.
And the thing about this park too is like they have so many paths.
Who's been here? Looks like some kind of ritualistic rock placing. Hello, Minnie. Hello. Hello. Teresa, you should show off your cool ass outfit. Totally Halloween. Yeah, boom. And a fanny pack.
Boom, boom.
Boom. It's awesome. Time for a sacrifice. Or some kind of ritualistic dance. Yeah. I was like, what the hell? It's creepy out here.
Few stadiums, sorry. It's distracted. She's taking a selfie.
I ate it almost all. Okay, I am at the Boston airport, going to start making our way back to New Orleans after our fun Boston trip. So I'm still reading Autumncrow. I started in New Orleans, made some good progress here in Boston, and I think I'm going to finish in New Orleans. Obviously, I'm not going to read much on the plane. It's like 5 in the morning. It's actually not even 5 yet. So probably will fall asleep on the plane instead of read. So I got 3.5 stories more into the book since I've been here, and I've really liked it. Frost was a really good story. I Know I Have No Mouth and I Must Feed was really interesting, and that one was longer, so I liked that one a lot. That one was unique. And Saving Face, which was really my favorite of the 3 other ones I've read so far. Alright, so I'll catch up with you guys when I'm in New Orleans. Bye. So I'm about to make tea, and look, it comes in shapes, the tea little pieces. There's a moon and a witch hat. Okay, so I'm drinking my tea. This is like amazing, flavorful tea. I would highly recommend this tea brand because this is incredible tasting, very flavorful. So I'm going to finish my tea, and then I'm going to read my very last Autumncrow story. I've read a few since I last checked in with you guys, and I really loved Crypt TV. I thought that was amazing. That was such a good story. That might be my favorite one of the whole collection. We have to see because I have one more story. Welcome back, guys! I hope you enjoyed all that vlog footage. Now, I know I didn't show myself reading a lot, but I was reading in between everything, although it was very busy. But I made time, and it was so worth it because this book was the perfect companion for a fall-themed trip. So yeah, I don't know. I was living life to the fullest when I was up in Boston reading this. And really, even going all the way back to the day I started this, my first day of fall kickoff was marvelous. It was a great day. And I was very tired at the end of it because I packed a lot in. But it was worth it because it was awesome. And this is my favorite time of year. And I know a lot of people watching, you guys feel the same. So you know what I mean. So before I get into my thoughts on Autumncrow, I want to toss it over to Kat, because she's going to give you her closing thoughts. And honestly, I think she really says it quite eloquently. More eloquently than I could ever put into words about what I feel about Autumncrow. So without further ado, let's kick it off with Kat and see what she thought about the book.
Hi there. I hope you're enjoying the fall season as much as I am. And I wanted to take a moment to share with you what I've been up to since the fall season has started. I kicked off the fall season by reading a short story from Cameron Chaney's Autumncrow collection called Follow Me In. Since then, I have finished the book, and I want to say it is wonderful. This little gem has 7 stories that take place in an unusual and mysterious town of Autumncrow. And it's spooky, eerie, sometimes heartbreaking, and sometimes pretty humorous. But it is wonderful, And the great thing about it is every story is worth a read. Also, another thing about the stories is that they're connected. Even though they're individual stories and they can stand alone, they also have a little thread that connects them in some way, whether it's a character that gets referred to again or an event. There's some kind of a reference that ties them all together. And I think that's fabulous. But first of all, I must say the book is well written. It is enjoyable, and you will not regret picking this little gem up and reading it during the fall or Halloween season. It is definitely a book that I will revisit again from time to time just because the stories are awesome. Another thing I have to say is I don't have a favorite. I want to say I have a favorite, but I don't have a favorite because I'll read a story, then I read the next one, and I'm like, oh, I think this one's going to be my favorite. And then the next one I read ends up being even better. So if you are so inclined to do some reading this fall season, I would highly recommend Autumncrow by Cameron Chaney.
See what I mean? She really put it into words just perfectly. Very well spoken on how she felt about it. And I agree with a lot of the same points that she made. I think Autumncrow was the perfect read for this time of year. I honestly think that if you're looking for something with not only a Halloween vibe, yes it has that, but it also has a complete fall vibe. I feel like if you're looking for either of those things, this has you covered. You should totally pick up Autumncrow if you haven't already. And if you have, then you know what I mean, that it's a great thematic read for this time of year, and also for whatever time you might be longing for this time of year. So if it's in like winter time and you're like, I wish it was freaking fall, then you could maybe pick this up even then and get that dose of Halloween kind of feel that you need, or that fall vibe that you want. Okay, so into my thoughts. I gotta say, my favorite story in the whole collection was Crypt TV. I thought that was a fabulous story. I really feel like it had everything you could want in a story in a Halloween type collection. It was very Halloween centric. It took place around Halloween. It had some nostalgia in it because it talked about like VCRs and like old camera equipment. It had some humor in it. It also had some sadness to it because, a kid moves away from Autumncrow and he's missing like his old life essentially. And, everyone in Autumncrow is kind of like us. They love Halloween. They love spooky stuff. They love being weird. In fact, the kid even says like, I'm weird now because I moved away from Autumncrow, and everyone's like, what's wrong with you? You like horror, you like pumpkins, you like all of this. We don't like that here. So I feel like that's what any horror lover and Halloween lover could relate to, because I feel like a lot of times we're the people who are like, what's wrong with them? They like, spooky stuff all year round and they're weird. But when you're in Autumncrow, like this kid, when he lived there, he felt accepted and with other weirdos. And so I feel like there's a great kind of sense of, I don't know, you could see yourself in the story. There's a sense of belonging with other people who like this same type of spooky stuff that's really kind of conveyed in the story. I don't know, it was wonderful. I really liked it a lot. That was just the number one story for me. Second best, I don't know, there's a lot of other great stories. Like, I know Kat said she couldn't pick a favorite because she kept reading and she kept liking like the next story even better. And she's like, how could I even pick a favorite? Like, they just keep getting better. And so I kind of agree with her that it's hard to pick a second favorite. I definitely could easily pick Crypt TV as my favorite, so I'm not going to say I don't have one. That one was awesome. But I gotta say, Burnt Brownies was pretty darn great. I thought that was wonderful. Saving Face, which was one of the stories I read in Boston, that was really unique. There's a sadness to it, as I kind of mentioned before, that kind of strings them together. Some of them are sad, some of them are more scary. But they all have a little connection together besides the last story. The last story is kind of like a republished novella that Cameron put in here, but every other story has a connection back to Autumncrow or back to another story within the collection. I love that. Whether it's like naming a character, Kat kind of talked about this in her wrap-up, where she said there was a thread that connected everything, and I agree with her. I love that thread. I thought that was very unique. A lot of short story collections don't really do that. Some are just random stories compiled together. I like that Cameron went the other direction and kind of, even though they're all separate stories, they still all mostly had a connection back to this town, Autumncrow, or some other element from another story in the collection itself. So well done. That was very unique in my opinion, because not all collections are like that at all. I gotta say, like I said, I had high hopes going into this, and I'm so glad my expectations were not only met, but exceeded, because, I don't know, I knew I wouldn't be disappointed. I wasn't really afraid. I was like, I know this is gonna be great, and it was. And I will say, so Cameron is a friend of mine, I consider him a friend, but I would have told you if I didn't really like it. And I can say without any hesitancy that I recommend this 1,000%. I really do think it's one of the best thematic things I've read in a long time in terms of atmosphere and mood. Because not every book that's labeled like a Halloween or fall book really gives off those types of feels or vibes. This one does. And so that's why I'm confident in saying that you could pick it up and feel like it's this time of year. Like it'll deliver what you're looking for. Alright, so in summary, essentially, I will read anything Cameron releases. I cannot wait for his new book coming out. It's really going to be a series of books eventually, from what I understand, and I cannot wait. I know it's going to be a little different of a vibe because it's more of, like, you know, kind of like Fear Street vein type of stories, and that's okay because I love that too. So I'm excited because I think the writing style is amazing. And so no matter what type of book it's going to be, whether it's a little bit different than this or not, I know I'm going to love it. Because another thing I do want to mention that Kat didn't really touch on too much is that I loved the language in this. I feel like every page just oozed Halloween and fall vibes, as I kind of already said that before. What I didn't say was that the writing style reminded me of a more approachable Ray Bradbury. So everyone thinks of Bradbury when you think of October or fall, but I feel like Cameron kind of channels that, but with not as over-the-top language to where sometimes, you know, Bradbury, it's too much. I mean, I love him, don't get me wrong, but like Cameron's is eloquent language, but at the same time, like understandable, approachable, easy to read, but still really nice sounding, like when you're reading in your head. It really sounds good. So overall, easily a 5-star read, no hesitancy on giving it that high of a star rating. Well worth it, so much fun, and thank you guys for spending the time with me on that vlog, basically coming along with me on my travels. I really appreciate it, and coming along with me on my reading journey into Autumncrow, because it was sure a fun trip as well, just as fun as my trip to Boston. So both trips very successful, and I can't wait to venture into more of Cameron's writing, and that should be coming up soon when he releases his book in the next couple of months. So can't wait, lots of fun things in store, not only, you know, reading wise, but for the season, because we're just in the beginning of spooky season as I'm filming this now, and there's lots more fun to come, and I'll have lots more content, you know, on the way as time progresses. So look out for everything. I'll be doing some top 10 lists, I'll be doing some more reading stuff. I've got a readathon planned for November that is like 90s themed, but still horror related, of course. So lots of fun stuff to look forward to, but for this time, that's it for me. Till next time, you guys know what you could do. Keep on killing it. Bye guys. Thank you so much.